And we're back. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. Anything goes here. Welcome to 2017, first Monday of the year. It is actually a federal holiday. Judicial Watch, new Obama travel cost brings 8-year total to 96 million. 96 million. I'm going to go through a run through because we've got a couple things we're going to finish up with today.
Danger.
Oh, no, not danger.
Danger.
Get the danger, danger, Will Robinson. Obama, I think I'm going to make 1.6 million acres of land national monuments to stop oil and gas exploration. This was in Nevada. Before he leaves office, President Obama has designated almost 1.6 million acres of land in Nevada and Utah as national monuments to protect Native American burial grounds, is what he says. I'm telling you now, the governor, both of their state houses and their people are opposed to this, but Obama is making 1.6 million acres of land. I don't have time to go into this, but Teddy Roosevelt making national monuments. Teddy Roosevelt has something in there that executive orders of national monuments. This could get overturned with just a pen stroke by Donald Trump, or it may have to be litigated. Better pay attention to that. We talked about this, trying to go through everything because I'm going to finish up. I got one last story I'm going to finish up with today. Let's see, John Podesta already did that one. Let's see this one. Okay, I'm almost there, folks. Just stay with me. I'm trying to get the... All right, what we want to look at this morning. I open 30 tabs a day. All right, let me go through this because the last thing we're going to talk about is confirmation hearings. All right, Russians threw a Christmas party for U.S. diplomats. We expelled 35. If Obama would have just been as upset about China building military bases in the South China Sea, surrounding every one of our allies there, military bases under his watch, we allowed him to build. President Obama allowed the Russians, ISIS, the Syrian, we're trying to take back Mosul, the Iraq, Afghanistan, you name it, Iranian deal. He is a total disaster of the world. I do not know how we get it back. I do not know how you tell Russia they can't do something now. I especially do not know how we're going to go about telling China what to do when they have actually taken the South China Sea and Obama allowed that to happen. But let the government want to manipulate you into the fake news, taking over more of your life, artificial intelligence, and Russian hacking, and all of a sudden sanctions. If he would have there's a long list, if this guy would have just paid attention to anything else like he did hacking and finding out Donna Brazile worked for CNN and gave Hillary Clinton. You said for years, we've called it the Clinton News Network, and we had facts. We found out facts. So if we would have just taken some other things in the world serious, 35 diplomats expelled. I'm telling you now, those islands in the South China Sea, South Asian Sea there, whatever it is, you better watch out. Japan, Philippines, the list goes on. Anyhow, he expelled 35 diplomats, took over two of their properties, get out, sanctions, and he's irrelevant. See, he is President Obama, which it means us, sadly to say. He has made us irrelevant because he is to the world. So hopefully we can gain relevance again in just 17 days. But Obama's relevance, Putin doesn't care, so he retaliates by inviting the diplomats to a Christmas party. Trump plans to be the 2017, it will be the year of the 140-character president. Sean Spicer, his press secretary, said that he would continue to tweet out. Why not? It's working. You will not see conventional press conferences 5 days a week. That's what they've done for 8 years. I mean, the guy went and played golf, and Josh Ernst and Phibbs and all these guys went in the press room, you know, and there was just, it's just like kids. It's like you left kids unattended at the daycare. Seriously, every day we had to hear all this. Won't happen. Okay, 140 character president. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about John Kerry this morning. We're going to go into something else. Chuck Todd, I do not watch, I watched all the shows yesterday for the most part. I do not watch Chuck Todd. I enjoy the show Meet the Press for one reason, is it's just like I'm out there like, Chuck, you're just out there. All right, you just got to laugh. It's almost like a comedy show. I can expose the liberal bias any day of the week. He actually did a good show yesterday on the media and what happened last year in the media, and I don't have time to go into that, but the discussion of Trump keeps breaking the norms. We love that. Here's what happened yesterday. You kept having these people on that would say, well, I would call back home. You got to understand, when you get into New York City, there's not a whole lot of just people born there. You know, it's like Matt Lauer is from West Virginia, right? I mean, these people are not, you know, Kansas. Where is Ducey from Kansas? These people are not born in New York City. They're not born in these liberal meccas. They grew up somewhere, right? And they're the ones that went to the mush brain universities in their state, and they went off to the bright lights to become liberal wacko journalists, okay? Far to the left. But they still have family back home. So what you keep hearing from these journalists, supposed journalists, is I underestimated when I called Dad on Sunday night to see how he was doing, and I would call out at, you know, Naugatuck, Pennsylvania, you know, just making something up, and say, Dad, how are you doing? Well, I'll be doing better once we make sure that crooked Hillary doesn't get in there. And I'll be like, really, Dad? Or called my brother. I found out my brother and sister-in-law out in Iowa as I was living in this liberal mecca in San Francisco or New York or wherever, and I found out that my mom and dad or my cousins back home were actually I should have paid attention to that. I should have connected with that. But actually, that was pretty good, that show. I'll go there. Obama, scandal-free president. We don't have time to go on that, but they will be selling you that for 3 weeks, so he can actually look like a pretty decent guy as he leaves. But we have the Iranian cash drop. We have the IRS. I mean, IRS scandal. We've got VA. We got everything fast and furious. You name it. There's a scandal left and right. The only reason they did not impeach this guy, this president should have been impeached. The only reason he was not impeached is because you did not have enough Republicans that had the cojones. I don't think you will have a president impeached any longer because it's all based, everybody now is legislators at the Capitol do everything, almost everything based on their reelection. What would it do concerning their reelection? Not the right thing for the country. We should impeach this guy. But anyhow, we talked about the media circus. Next year will be in 2017. I'm telling the truth. No, I'm telling the truth. No, I'm telling the truth. Everybody will be fighting, and we'll have to ask Alexa, and then, you know, they'll have wired in. Amazon will have wired in the Washington Post as their accuracy. Alexa, is that story true? Yes, I'm Amazon. But by the way, do you know the owner of Amazon owns the New York Post? So that's what we're using for that question. Oh, my God. All right. EPA told the people of Alaska, stop burning wood for heat. That's crazy. We don't have time to go through all of the EPA. Yeah, it's a long story. I can't go into that one right now. It's not as, like I say, but no, it's the air quality. They're hurting the air quality. Okay, what was your resolution? Oh, today, Georgia, let me get this up here. Today, Georgia called a special convention in August to consider the proposed charter. The delegates voted unanimously to ratify the new U.S. Constitution, the fourth state to do so on January 2nd, 1788, today in Georgia history. fourth state to ratify the Constitution. That was today. And now malware. I got to get into malware tomorrow. I talked about Trump and their National Security Agency. ISIS, Istanbul, you're hearing that. Christians celebrating a pagan feast. ISIS is taking Allah Akbar. You heard all that. Okay. Now, what makes him think he is going to be relevant? Here's what we're getting set for. So we're getting set for a scandal-free Obama that we're going to be told. And here's what we're getting set for. Here are the 8 Trump cabinet picks Democrats plan to target. This comes from the Washington Post, okay, Chuck Schumer. Democrat senators plan to aggressively target 8 of the Donald Trump cabinet nominees in the coming weeks and are pushing to stretch their confirmation votes into March. An unprecedented break with Senate tradition, okay? Such delays would upend Republicans' hopes for quickly holding hearings and confirming most of Trump's top picks. But Democrats, hamstrung by their minority status, are determined to slow walk Trump's picks unless they start disclosing reams of personal financial data that withheld so far, according to senior aides. Incoming Senate Minority Leader Chucky Schumer, has told Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell that Democrats will home in, especially on Rex Tillerson. You got Rex's picture? Now, Rex is the CEO of Mobile Exxon, all right? And that is probably the look that'll be on Rex's face for the 3 days of his confirmation hearings. That'll probably be what Rex looks like for 3 days while he's being interrogated by Chucky Schumer and the boys, or girls, whatever. Anyhow, he is the CEO. He is the CEO of ExxonMobil and has been picked as Secretary of State. The Democrats will especially hone in on Rex Tillerson, Trump's choice for Secretary of State. Jeff's Secretary of State. Now, here's the one that they want to bork. Now, they want Tillerson, but they want to bork this guy. Now, we're going to play a video right now from this guy's confirmation. Wait till I say get it ready there. Tell me when you...
Is that the Jeff Sessions?
Yes. Yes, this is Jeff Sessions' 1986 confirmation hearing, okay? Tinged with allegations and racism. This is from 1986. Just tell me when you're ready to go with it. Give me the high sign.
1 second. Let's play the screen ad.
All right. And this is Jeff Sessions, 1986. He would be the first appointee to come back to get approved by the Senate, a Senate committee hearing. That's been turned down. See, Sessions was turned down in 1986. And let's look at some of the stars of that panel that day. Let's go for the past and what it could look like. What it could look like for Jeff Sessions and Trump supporters. And this
30 more seconds.
All right. Is it another commercial or something?
Yeah.
All right. It won't allow you to skip it? Okay. In 1986, let me just say this while he's waiting. When Jeff Sessions, Republican Alabama, testifies before the Senate Judiciary Committee during his expected confirmation hearing after being tapped by the President-elect Donald Trump for Attorney General, it won't be the first time he's been in front of the panel. 2 decades ago, Sessions, then U.S. Attorney from Mobile, Alabama, appeared before the body as President Reagan's nominee for the U.S. District Judge for the Southern District of Alabama. Are we ready? Okay, listen to this video of 1986 if you want to see a little bit of what confirmation hearings could be to the 10th power. This is Jeff Sessions, 1986. Go ahead.
I am not a racist. I am not insensitive to blacks. I have supported civil rights activity in my state. I have done my job with integrity, equality, and fairness for all.
Do you feel like you can render justice to all people, regardless of race, creed, color, religion, national origin, or whatnot, if you become a trial judge, U.S. District Judge?
Yes, I do, to the best of my ability.
Testimony presented to the committee in these hearings by the nominee himself and other credible witnesses has revealed racial insensitivity on the part of this nominee and lack of commitment to equal justice under the law, which, in my view, disqualifies him from holding the important position of a federal judge.
Having listened to Mr. Sessions and Mr. Gerald Hebert's testimony during the entire first confirmation hearing, I concluded that Mr. Sessions would not be approved by this committee, and accordingly, I advise publicly that this nomination should be withdrawn.
Folks, this will be, I'll get rid of it. This will be the probably the only show today that will do that, I maybe, in looking into that. I advise to withdraw this nomination from Plugs Biden, who started that Plugs Biden, I think Rush did years ago. I advise to withdraw this nomination. That's from President Reagan. That's Joe Biden telling President Reagan, I advise to withdraw, okay? Ted Kennedy, my views based on disqualifies my anything from Ted Kennedy disqualifies. Folks, what kind of circus will they try to create? Because let me tell you something, TV cameras, they hate Donald Trump. They are waiting. They are ready to preempt every programming they have. And they are making deals with Chucky Schumer right now to attack Jeff Sessions, Rex Tillerson, Betsy, what's her name? I forget her name. For the whole list. They got about 8 picked out. 8. The whole list. But you just seen Jeff Sessions. That was Joe Biden, your vice president. I advise to withdraw. Now, listen to that. The reason I wanted to play that for you today is as Trump's nominees come up, they will interrogate them, and they will end with, I advise the administration to withdraw. You heard it here today. The first day of the year, we're going right for it. I advise to withdraw. Now, what makes you think anything changed since 1986 with Democrats other than they've ratcheted it up? This is Ted Kennedy, all right? They'll probably dig up, no pun intended, they'll probably dig up Ted Kennedy clips to watch them to see how to attack. You know, they probably have to go to the school of Ted Kennedy to really learn. That's where they learn to be the low-life liberal committee member. Oh, I can't go on. Or what they are. They probably have to watch clips of Kennedy, but you got Plugs Biden there. Biden said, I advise to withdraw. You will hear that. Write it down right now, 9:50, January 2nd, Monday morning on this show. I advise to withdraw will be the theme. They'll tear them up. So you'll have New York Post, Chuck Schumer, along with others today, and here's the video clip, I advise the withdrawal. It was unanimous, not unanimous on the committee, okay? Not on the confirmation committee, but it was unanimous among Democrats that they advised Mr. Trump to withdraw. You see, I advise you to do that because if you don't, all hell's about to break loose. So there you go. That's a little brief of what you are about to see in confirmation hearings. I'm telling you right now, they're going to go after them, okay? Definitely going to go after them, and we'll see, okay? So, let's see. Hamstrung by their minority status are determined to slow walk Trump's picks unless they start disclosing reams of personal. See, they want to make deals. And I just am asking right now, Donald Trump, don't cave. You won the election. Incoming Senate Minority Leader Chucky Schumer, okay? He's going to go after Jeff Sessions, all right? Also, he's going to go after Betsy DeVos. There's also Representative Tom Price from Georgia, Trump's pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services and oversee changes to Obamacare. Not changes. See, this is the Post. This is the low-life Post. Alexa, does the Post suck? I cannot answer that for my boss. I was created at Amazon, which owns the Post. I refuse to answer that question. There's also Tom Price. Listen, Department of Health and Human Services and oversee changes to Obamacare. No, they're not going to oversee them. He's not going to oversee them. They're getting rid of Obamacare. He will be hit hard. I only have 8 minutes. I want to do a little bit of, folks, I absolutely love 2016 for some reasons. There's some reasons, and I don't want to close without this, okay? Obviously, I love 2016 because it has produced a president for 2017. So obviously, I love that, okay? But I enjoyed this year so much, the past year, so much, bringing you daily information and knowing that we hit the trifecta. We hit it right here. We knew all along that he was connecting, okay? Because see, I was reaching into West Virginia, and I was reaching into Wisconsin, and I was reaching into Michigan, and I was reaching into these states and looking around where others did not. So we enjoyed 2016. Now let's remember, let's say a couple things that you might not hear. 2016 is the year that Donald Trump called a press conference minutes before a debate, that he wiped the floor with Hillary. And he called a press conference minutes and put the 3 allegedly women that Bill Clinton raped. I'll throw allegedly out there. The 3 women were the Kathleen Willey, Broderick, Juanita Broderick, and I forget the 3. And the media had to come. This is the year this guy did this. And we were saying all along, like, you know, why don't Mitt Romney just call this guy out who he is, who these lowlifes are that could go on. He calls a press conference. And there are 3 sitting there. Like, I dare you. Then he puts them in the gallery. 2016 is the year that we've seen the picture of Bill Clinton have to look over and see his 3 accusers in the same room. The first time. First time. We love it. 2016 are all those debates with all those great things that Donald Trump said. You remember the debate that Donald Trump did not show up for? I mean, I do not have time, but I could have done a 2-hour show today just telling you, just making a list of all the things that ended Donald Trump's campaign. 2 hours, we could have went through all the things that the media said, oh, this will end his campaign. Oh, this will end. Do you realize 2016 is the great year that Donald Trump gave out Lindsey Graham's telephone number, his cell phone number? You remember that? This is the great year to where Donald Trump's on stage with 16 or 17, and I think John Kasich says something at the other end, okay, of the podium, right at the edge, and Trump looks over and says, you know, why do I have to answer you? You're on the edge. That's how low you're polling. You're not even 1%. One more step and you fall off the stage. The list goes on. This is the guy in Iowa. I love this, right? The Iowa Fair. You know, at the Iowa Fair, you got Ben Carson, you know, guessing people's weight. All right, you got Ted Cruz running the tilt-a-whirl. All right, you got, Jeb Bush ran the tilt-a-whirl because Jeb Bush went around in this campaign and around in this campaign, and he landed back in Florida, okay? Never could get off the ground. You know, Ted Cruz, probably working one of the fried butter on a stick stands, and they all have these people at their place, and all of a sudden Richie Rich, with his dog Dollar, Rudy Giuliani, comes in a helicopter and says, hey kids, you want to go for a helicopter ride? The list goes on. This is one of the greatest, drain the swamp, make America great again, okay? Crooked media, this is the woman. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. This is the guy. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter if he doesn't do anything, but this is the guy that looked over 10 feet away from Hillary Clinton and says, you should be in jail, right? This is the guy that said, you should be in jail. 10 foot away, you should be in jail, right? This is a guy that had the nerve to call out each and everything that happened and when it happened. What a year. I mean, absolutely, what a year. And we watched, I mean, just think, 2016. You remember that great moment in the Clinton campaign where she couldn't get in the van on 9/11 because of her pneumonia? It's, you know, yeah, where she flopped all over like a fish and they threw her in the van.
Yeah, she had too many tequilas.
Right. This is a great, I mean, I'm telling you. This is a year where Hillary Clinton said, you know, basket of deplorables. The list, look at all the candidates that were on that stage. Ben Carson, you know, Lion Ted, Little Marco. I mean, it's a year we got Little Marco. I'm telling you, I enjoyed 2016. I really did. I enjoyed 2016. Let me see if I missed anything else. Who's the lady in the purple hair? Donna Brazil. Did you see this? She has purple hair. Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Now, before I go, what's up is the Katie Sassine Show. I want to set this up for you because this is a brilliant young lady. You're going to want to, this is going to take 2 and 3 weeks for you to get in and for her to get in and you guys to really see the direction this young lady is going in. Now, she's going to tell you herself, I don't know when she's going to tell you, but she's made a decision to do that, not me. So I want you to say, I exposed the lady's age. But she's going to tell you she's 24 years old. She's going to tell you she is still a student, okay? She is still a student at Kennesaw State. She's going to tell you what has opened her eyes because there was a time when she thought maybe she was a liberal. This week, you're going to meet her. That's what she's going to do all week is actually, she's going to get into some subject matter. She really is. But you're going to meet her. And by the end of the week, you're going to know her. And it's like, you know, then next Monday, it'll be takeoff. Because this young lady, you are not going to want to miss the show. In fact, when we go to commercial, you need to get all your friends together and say, hey, click on fyntv.com or find us on Facebook. We have to go, but really quick, like our YouTube channel on FetcherNews.com. Go to FetcherNews.com on the top right-hand corner. Like our Facebook page, like our YouTube channel, or fyntv.com. I'm your host, BKP. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Anything Goes and the truth. You got it? You got it? Cole, are you straight?
Yep.
All right, well, get me out of here.